Hello and welcome to Fun Factory Gaming. I feel like I should start by letting you know that I was completely enchanted by the 3.5 hours I spent playing Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, to such an extent that I feel like this is a game with the potential to assert itself as Ubisoft's best title. Developed in the last 10 years, after the sensational Rayman Legends, which interestingly enough was developed by the same Ubisoft Montpellier. This 2.5D side-scrolling action-adventure game is a new Metroidvania, and in an era where the genre is specially loved, we have a great company expanding one of its classic properties with a mix of core elements of the series with Metroidvania concepts. The most intriguing thing about this was feeling that the team in Montpellier knows the genre very well and worked to achieve a solid balance, something that even encompasses the difficulty and the design's contribution to this. Over the last few months and years, I have played several Metroidvania games and they all rely on mechanics that differentiate them. Many of them rely on high difficulty to differentiate themselves or on a mixture of these two characteristics. Something that sparked my enthusiasm in Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was feeling a good balance between difficulty and the use of the series' mechanics, such as time manipulation, in a dynamic and uninterrupted way to make it an exciting experience. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown may surprise you with its focus on narrative, centered on basic themes in the Prince of Persia property, such as time manipulation, which also include gameplay and the flow of levels. I can't stress enough how much I enjoyed these 3 hours playing Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and I have to mention again the balance in difficulty. You can choose various difficulties and decide if you prefer something more focused on platforms or if combat is a vital part of your experience. There are several enemies with different attacks that test your reflexes, but this just requires you to learn the patterns to better navigate the scenarios. Something I have to mention is how exciting the approach to the narrative is. This Ubisoft team focuses on a very energetic approach, with a rhythm that seems to come from an anime. There are story cutscenes that look like they came from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It seems that the team imagined what the announcement of this protagonist would be like for this Nintendo game and invested all of its artistic direction in this irreverent approach. Whether in the design of the levels, always with the manipulation of time palpable in the plot, skills, platforms, or combat, and of course, the different secrets hidden throughout the scenarios and even in areas that you cannot reach at that moment because you'll have to unlock skills to get there later. Ubisoft reveals ingenuity and understanding of this genre by allowing you to place an indicator on the map to highlight these points of interest and return there later, so you don't forget. The visual quality of this 2.5D experience and the artistic style also deserve praise. The more I played and progressed, the more the platform sections demanded my reflexes and understanding of the growing range of skills. The combat takes place very fluidly, always at 60 frames per second, with the possibility of diversifying the combos a little. It's all very simple, without artificialities, everything to glorify a good sense of movement through the scenes. A Metroidvania is only as good as its design and challenge balance. Since I only played 3 hours of a 20-hour experience, there are doubts about the incentives to look for secrets in terms of the overall balance of the experience and the relationship between investment of time/effort and the feeling of reward. This will be intimately related to the gameplay cycle and level design, that delicate balance between unlocking abilities that allow you to reach new locations in parts of the map you've previously visited. From games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Shadow Complex, I feel is one of the main factors in determining how fluid and energetic a good Metroidvania experience is. Much more than the difficulty or even the bosses, it is the level design and the harmony with the unlocking of skills that creates value in an experience of this type, and only with the complete game will it be possible to determine this. In this first contact, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a well-balanced experience for newcomers and veterans. After 3 hours of playing Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, I spent the next few hours thinking about it. I thought I was looking forward to playing it again, and away from home I thought about going home to play it, until I remembered that I can't, that I have to wait for January. Only the complete game will tell me if this passion is justified, but I felt a potential here that I hadn't felt in Ubisoft since the phenomenal Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you for your support and friendship.